Well, my guest is my little buddy from Brainerd, Minnesota, Shotgun Red.
How you doing, Ralph?
Hey, Red, it's nice to have you back on the radio
It's
with us
great
again.
to be here. I got a complaint.
Uh-oh, what
There's
is
not enough orange crates here for me to stand up on. Can I have one more so I can get up closer to the mic? Oh, yeah, that's better. Thanks a lot, right there.
Would you rather sit down?
No, I can stand up's fine.
Okay, on the television show we do together, you sit down a lot.
Oh, I stand up next to the desk most of the time, but yeah, I get a chance to sit
How
down.
tall are you?
3 foot even.
How much do you weigh?
About 67 pounds.
Keeping your weight down, then.
Yeah, try to trace slim and trim, Ralph. You gotta do that.
You, read any good books?
Well, let me think. I read Tom Sawyer when I was in high school.
Did you really?
Yeah, about where the Huckleberry Finn, where they got to go down that river on that raft and everything. That was a pretty good story.
What's your favorite color? Red?
My favorite color is actually blue.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Hey, don't you have a story that you want to tell these people about a friend of yours?
Oh, about Howard?
Yeah, Howard.
My buddy Howard Smith and his buddy Charlie, they were sitting around, watching television one day, and the Minnesota Twins come on. I'm from Minnesota, Ralph. Anyway, the Twins came on television, and Howard Smith looks over there and says, "Hey, you know who that is? That's Harmon Killebrew." And Charlie said, "Yeah, I know that." He said, "No, that's Harmon Killebrew, my old buddy. We used to run around together." He said, "I can't believe it." So they went to the Twins game. Sure enough, Harmon Killebrew walks up to the bat, hits a ball, it goes up in the stands, and he looks up and says, "Howard Smith, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a long time." He couldn't believe it. So they were sitting around a few years later, they're watching the Minnesota Vikings play on TV. Howard calls Charlie in the other room. He says, look it, there's Tommy Kramer." "Yeah, I know, that's Tommy Kramer." "Oh, I suppose you're going to say you know him too, huh?" "Yeah, I know him, I'm telling you." So they went sure enough to the Vikings game. Tommy Kramer gets a snap from the center in the defense, runs him out of bounds, Ralph. And he looks up in the stands. "Howard Smith, how you doing? Ain't seen you in a long time. Gotta go." And he run back on the field. Charlie couldn't believe this. He was just in awe. He said, "I've been living next door to you for years. All you ever do is mow your yard. I can't believe you know all these people." So years and years went by. Nobody said nothing. One day they was watching television and the news was on and the Pope was visiting Des Moines. And they said, "We gotta go down to Des Moines. There's the Pope." He said, "Oh, I suppose you're gonna say you know him." "Yeah, we're old buddies. We used to run around together and everything." He said, "Nobody knows the Pope. You can't be serious." So sure enough, they went down to Des Moines. He says, "And I'll tell you what, when the Pope walks out on that platform, I'll walk out with him hand in hand, arm in arm, just like old buddies like we was." Charlie said, "No way." Sure enough, out they walked. Howard Smith and the Pope side by side, arm in arm, and he said, "See, Charlie?" Charlie took off. He thought, uh-oh, he's trying to run out on the bet, So he jumps off the stage and he runs out, and there's Charlie passed out on the ground. He says, "Charlie, wake up. What's the matter with you?" He said, "Howard, I could believe it when you knew Harmon Killebrew. I could even believe it when you knew Tommy Kramer. But when you walked out on that stage, hand in hand with the Pope, and the guy next to me says, 'Who's that up there with Howard Smith?' I couldn't take that."
Now, why would I have Shotgun Red on this show? Really, it's blatant commercialism.
What?
What?
What do you mean blatant? What does that word mean,
It
Ralph?
means that I can't fool these people. I want to sell some records.
Oh, okay. You talking about the brand new Ralph and Red albums?
Yes. You want to tell them about them?
Well, we got 2 of them, Ralph. We got one that's Ralph and Red sing songs for children, which is really kind of for children of all ages because it's got some other songs on there, too, that are more, adult-orientated and stuff. And did I say orientated? You taught me that word, Ralph.
Did I really?
Yeah. And then our other
Wish
album,
I
of course,
hadn't.
is Christmas album.
What?
Our other album is a Christmas album,
Oh, yes.
with Ralph and Red. Christmas was Ralph and Red. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg,
Red,
the Batmobile
Red.
lost its wheels, and the Riddler got away. What is it, Ralph?
Red, you tried to do that on one of the cuts in the album.
Well, yeah, but it's fun. It gets you in the Christmassy spirit.
Batman Smells gets me in the Christmas spirit.
No, Ralph. I was just having fun. I was just funning.
Well, in the album, we do Jingle Bells up on the housetop. And we do a new song called Wilbur the Christmas Mouse.
Down the chimney came Wilbur, the little Christmas mouse.
Tell them about Wilbur.
Well, in the song, it's a neat song. It's about Wilbur. He's before Santa Claus comes to his house. It kind of starts out, like, 'twas the night before Christmas, all through the house, not a creature was stirring. But that wasn't exactly right. Little Wilbur was going around, he was eating the cookies on Santa's plate, and candy canes 1, 2, 3, and then he ate all the popcorn that was strung all around the Christmas tree. Well, anyway, he ate so much that he fell asleep, and Santa picked him up in the palm of his hand, woke him up when he come down the chimney. And he kind of told him you can't be eating stuff that doesn't belong to you, which is really, you shouldn't be doing that, Ralph. But he thought, I'll let him go with me, put him in his pack he had slung across his back, and then together they went to all the houses and he got to eat all the crumbs and a little bit of the cookies and he had a good time.
That's our new song for Christmas called Wilbur the Christmas Mouse.
Oh, it's great.
And then in the Songs for Children album, we do a quack quack here and a moo.
Man, that's my favorite. Well, chicka chicka here and a quack quack there and a moo moo there and it's Old MacDonald, Ralph, but we do it kind of groovy.
And we do How Much Is the Doggy in the Window?
Ralph, just go on to the next song.
And Swinging on a Star. And you play the piano.
Yeah, I got a chance to play the piano. I was having a rough
And
time.
You Are
but
My Sunshine.
It's great.
Well, yeah, it's all right.
Ralph, there's a clinker in there here and there. That's not funny. I got it right at the end of the song, though.
Anyway, these two albums we're talking about are available on RCA Records.
Can you believe that? The label with the little dog looking in, the great big phonograph horn there. RCA Records, Ralph and Red on RCA. Can you believe it, Ralph?
You believe two singers like us singing on the same label with
There's a
Ronnie
story there,
Millsap,
too,
who
isn't
can really sing, in Alabama.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's an honor to be in that same group.
You know, everywhere I go, people ask me about Shotgun Red. They must think we live together.
Well, I think they just kind of think we're a team, Ralph, because everywhere I go playing, everywhere from Washington and all the way over to Montana, everybody always says, I see you all the time on Ralph. They don't even say Nashville Now or the Nashville Network, which is really, of course, the real titles and everything. They just say, I see you on Ralph.
Hey, Red.
Yeah?
In our album on RCA for children, there's a cute song called This Old Man. You know the
yeah.
knick-knack?
Oh, yeah. Where the knick-knack, paddywhack, give your dog a bone. This old man came rolling home.
And I seem to recall that there's a story similar to that song that you tell.
Well, actually, it's about a frog, Ralph. Yeah, it's a frog that hopped into a bank to get a loan from the loan officer. And he told him, I want to build a bigger swamp, more lily pads, maybe raise some tadpoles, that type of thing, And he said, what do you got for collateral? Well, all he had was this porcelain elephant in this bag. And he said, I'll tell you what I'll do. He said, I'll give you this for collateral. He said, take that piece of junk and get out of here. And you know what? The loan officer's name was Mr. Whack. And it had a little P, the letter P on his nameplate before Whack. And he said, what's that P stand for? He said, well, it stands for Patty. I'm Irish, but you're still not getting the loan no matter how much you try to talk about my name or nothing. Take that junk and get out of here. Oh, the frog, he got mad, because that porcelain elephant wasn't junk. He had that in the family for years. He took it to the bank president. He said, your loan officer in here told me, said my porcelain elephant was a piece of junk and to get out of here, he wasn't giving me the loan. And you know what? That president said that happens to be one of the most famous porcelain elephants in the world. It's worth $250,000. You come with me, I'll get you a loan. So he went storming in his office. He said, hey, this ain't no knick-knack, paddywhack. Give that frog a loan.
Red, you enjoy telling stories?
Ralph, I love making people laugh. Because when they laugh, that's when all the best energies come out of everybody's when they're having fun,
Tell these folks about the letter you received from the lady that wanted to be your girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, this little girl wrote a letter into the fan club, the Shotgun Red fan club, and she said, Dear Shotgun Red, I wish you was my boyfriend. And it said, send me a picture or a button or something. They always want me to send a picture or something like that. But at the bottom it said, P.S. Also send one for my daughter, my granddaughter, and my great-granddaughter. And I thought that was the bestest.
That was sweet. How about little kids? What do they say to you?
Well, the little kids write in, they say, hi, Shotgun Red, I love you and this stuff. But I did get a letter one time about a little kid, but the mom wrote it. It said, Dear Shotgun Red, you gotta stay there with Ralph and keep smiling because my little girl watches you on TV and you don't know how many cookies you've ate or how many kisses you've got through the TV screen.
Oh, you mean she just would bring the cookies up to the TV screen?
Yeah, try to feed me the cookies right in the screen there, I guess.
Red, you still live in Brainerd, Minnesota?
Yeah, I live up in Brainerd, right up where the sticks turn to twigs, Ralph.
You live up there on that lake?
Yeah, Rice Lake. The crappies are so big it only takes 8 to make a dozen.
Red, where'd you come from?
What do you mean, where did I come from, Ralph?
Well, everybody says, where'd you come from? Where are you from?
Well, I live in Brainerd, Minnesota. I was originally born in Sheldon, Iowa.
Really?
Yeah, Sheldon, Iowa, that's, everybody remembers where Sheldon, Iowa is because years ago, back in the 50s, there was a lady that worked at a bank up there that embezzled all that money. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
Oh, well, we got the money. No, I'm just kidding, Ralph.
You been in show business a long time?
This year in December will be 20 years playing in music and stuff, Ralph.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because you've only been with me for about 6.5 years.
Yeah, but I played in the band for a long time before that. Got a chance to go up and down the road, play all the clubs, like all bands do. And then, of course, we got a chance to win some international battle of bands and got down to Nashville. And we was at Tennessee Performing Arts Center doing that big doings when a promotion person took me over to your morning show. Remember that, Ralph?
Oh, yes. That's how I met you.
I'm glad.
You have your own show now? You
Country
also
Clips on Saturdays, yeah.
on the Nashville Network? What do you do on Country Clips?
We show country music videos. We get guests that stop by and tell us about their new video, where it was shot, who produced it, and stuff like that. And it gives a chance to show all them country music videos because people, I think that's the rage of the age is the videos now.
And you do Hee Haw.
Whew, Ralph, every time you mention Hee Haw, my heart goes bumpity, bumpity, bumpity. All them girls on there are so pretty. What a job. Somebody's got to do it. Them boys are getting in trouble, though, Ralph.
What boys?
Slingshot and buckshot? They come running in the house the other day, said, we asked Grandma how old she was, she wouldn't tell. I said, you don't ask Grandma that question. And then they come running in the house about 10 minutes later, said, we asked Grandma how much she weighed, she wouldn't tell. I said, you don't ask Grandma that question either. But then they come in and said, look it, we found Grandma's driver's license. Says right here, Grandma's 67 years old. Says right here she weighs 156 pounds. And look, she got an F in sex.
Red. I think that means she's female.
Oh, that's what that initial means on there, yeah. Then they said, can you make a sound like a frog? I said, well, I don't really. Kinda why? Well, Mom says when you croak, we get to go to Hawaii.
You're doing your routine.
No, I'm just kidding, Ralph, having fun.
Also on Hee Haw, you work with the donkey, don't you?
Oh, yeah. No name donkey. I think they're going to give him a name one of these years.
What do they just call him Donkey?
Yeah, just the donkey guy.
So do you do the funny stuff, or does he do some funny lines?
Oh, yeah, we each get some funny lines, but it's just neat working on Hee Haw. It's such a great show.
I am visiting with my little sidekick, Shotgun Red.
Wow, what a neat name. My little sidekick. Yeah, you know something? It's got to be the bestest job in the world to be a sidekick for Ralph Emery on Nashville Now. You know how many people like to have that job, Ralph? Thousands and thousands.
You also talk funny.
What?
Thousands and thousands?
Yeah, that's like more than hundreds and hundreds. It's thousands. Hundreds and hundreds makes thousands, and then that makes millions and stuff.
Is that how they talk in Minnesota?
What are you talking about, Ralph?
Say thousands and thousands? And you also say tanks?
Well, that's for if you thank somebody for something, if they give you a present or something, of course you're supposed to say thanks and please and thank you. Ralph, you know that.
But you didn't put an H in there.
Ralph, you stop talking about the way I talk. Would you just go on with whatever you're supposed to do here?
Red, one of the things we enjoyed doing together was making 2 albums for RCA. And one of the albums features a special guest appearance by a dear friend of ours. We sang the Wabash Cannonball with Mr. Roy Acuff.
Yeah, on the Songs for Children album. Can you imagine? He came down there and actually sang the Wabash Cannonball?
And he did it last year when he was 85.
85. To get a recording of Roy Acuff singing Wabash Cannonball at 85 and yet to be on our album at the same time, what a great honor.
Shotgun, who's your manager?
Oh, Steve Hall.
How'd you meet Steve?
Well, I was in a pet and hobby store in Brainerd, Minnesota.
Well, you were working there?
Yeah, I was working there and stuff. I kind of owed the store owner like $40, and he came in and paid my tab. And he said, well, you want...
Steve Hall bought you for $40?
Well, no, he didn't really buy me. He just paid the tab with it. And I felt kind of obliged to go on the road with him and, be his MC for his band, his country music band and stuff.
So you share the billing on the road with Steve Hall?
Share the billing. I get top billing, Ralph. Ain't it great?
So what's the name of your road show?
Oh, it's Steve Hall and the Shotgun Red Band featuring Nashville Now's Shotgun Red.
Okay. Does Steve get to sing?
Oh, yeah, that's Steve's. Not as good as me and you, Ralph, but he still gets to sing.
He doesn't sing as well as you and me?
Hey, we're on RCA Records, Ralph. We got 2 albums out. You know that.
Well, I know that. But surely Steve can sing better than us.
Now, why would you think so? We sing great.
Because most anybody can sing better than us.
Ralph, cut it out now.
So I suppose you travel all over the United States.
Yeah, I've been everywhere. Just it seems like I've been Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Saratoga, Wichita, Tulsa. You know that song, Ralph?
Yes, I've been everywhere.
Been almost all them places.
You also do the auctioneer?
Yeah, $25 bid and out, $30, 30 away. Gave me 30, make a 30 bid amount, $30 away, 30 who bid a $30 bid. Well, it's either that or pass out, Ralph.
You got another story you can tell me?
About what?
Anything.
Well, I was driving down the road one day and I looked out and there was a chicken running alongside the road.
A chicken?
And he passed our bus at 75 miles an hour. We just run right by, run in the barnyard, and I went in there and said to the farmer, "Did you see that chicken come in here?" He said, "Yeah, it was a 3-legged chicken." I said, "Where'd he come from?" He said, "Well, I like the drumstick, my wife likes the drumstick, and my boy likes the drumstick, so we raise 3-legged chickens." I said, "That's a great idea. What do they taste like?" He said, "I don't know. We ain't never caught one of them little boogers."
How about your buddy Herman? You're always talking about Herman. Who is Herman?
Well, Herman's my buddy that I just run. You know, everybody seems like everybody out there's got a buddy. You know what I'm saying? If you're listening to the show right now, you know you got one of your bestest buddies that you run around with. You like to go fishing, you like to do this and you like to do that. Well, we went ice fishing last year, and Herman was drilling a hole in the ice, and a voice said, "There's no fish there." We looked around, couldn't believe it. So we walked over about 10 feet, drill another hole. The voice said again, "There's no fish there either." We're the only ones on the ice, Ralph. So we run over about 20 feet, drill another hole, and a voice said even louder, "There's no fish there either." So Herman kind of looked up and said, "Is this the Lord?" The guy said, "No, you dummies, it's the hockey rink manager. Get off the ice. Will you guys get out of here?"
Red and I have an album of Christmas songs that we hope all of you will enjoy. And there's a new song in there that you wrote, you and a friend of yours, Mark Peterson.
Yeah.
Called Snowflakes.
Snowflake, too many snowflakes. I catch them on their tongue, but they have no taste. Yeah, I just thought of that. I kind of remember that. Remember when you stand outside at Christmas time and the snow's falling, you stick your tongue out to try to catch a snowflake?
Yeah, I've tried that.
And they just kind of boink, whoosh, and they disappear right away.
Never able to catch one.
Never. So I thought I'd write a song about it with Mark, and we had a good time doing it. It's a great song. I hope you enjoy it.
You going to hang your stocking?
Every year. And you see, the idea, let me tell you a little trick here, Ralph. The bestest idea that you can get is get a great big stocking, because then to fill it up, they got to put more stuff in there. If you hang up a little stocking, you don't get very much stuff. So you got to hang up a big one.
Yeah, but you're a little guy.
Yeah, but I got a big belly, Ralph.
Yeah, but you got a little stocking.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You got to have either that or hang up multiple stockings. That's an idea.
What do you want for Christmas, Red?
What I really want for Christmas, Ralph?
What do you really want for Christmas?
I just want everybody out there to have a nice Christmas, and I want all the children and the moms and dads and everybody to get along, and I want love to be everywhere this year. See, that there's a lot of little ones out there that don't got a lot of stuff, and sometimes I feel bad if I got stuff and they don't got stuff. So I was thinking, if you could share your stuff with other people, then everybody'd have stuff and it'd be a great Christmas. I just want love and everybody to share, Ralph.
That's a very nice sentiment, Red. Now, Red, you live in Minnesota, so I suppose you always have a white Christmas.
You mean you guys don't get a white Christmas down here in Tennessee, Ralph?
Not always. Very seldom, in fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what does Santa Claus do? Put wheels on the sleigh? How's he run the sleigh with those snow?
Well, you know, he flies.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't go across the hills and across the snow. He actually flies through the air because of Rudolph and the deers, right, Ralph?
Yeah.
I knew there was a reason why he got everybody's house with them Christmas gifts.
Hey, Red, I want to thank you for coming by and being my guest.
Ralph, well, thanks for inviting me. I always like to work with you. You're funny.
Funny?
Well, you know, I mean, I just have a good time working with you. Yeah, you like to laugh.
Thanks, Red.
Are we supposed to be taking a break here, Ralph?
No, we're out of time.
Oh, okay.